Hello, my name is Keith, and these are my stamps. Episode 1 is about Abu Dhabi. According to several sources, including Wikipedia, Abu Dhabi means father of the gazelle. It's in the Middle East, it's in the Persian Gulf, near to Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Most of Abu Dhabi city is now on Abu Dhabi Island, a theme here. Joined to the mainland by three main bridges, with the city now has sprawled out onto the mainland. Abu Dhabi Emirate is now one of seven emirates in the United Arab Emirates, and it's the largest of them. It's a little smaller than Ireland, or a little larger than West Virginia, if that's your thing, with a population of just over 4 million. Mostly sand dunes, although it does have around 200 islands. So here is a map of the Middle East, and right in the centre you can see the United Arab Emirates, which is where Abu Dhabi is today. Well, it's where Abu Dhabi has always been, but it's in the United Arab Emirates. Here's a closer up of UAE with Abu Dhabi slap bang in the middle. Well, Abu Dhabi city, Abu Dhabi, the emirate, is, as I said, the largest of the seven emirates. And kind of there, I've taken a bit of a liberty, I think, with the sea territory. I'm not sure it spreads out quite that far, but it gives you an idea. So all of that land area is the emirate of Abu Dhabi, bordered to the south by Oman and Saudi Arabia, to the north by the other emirates, Dubai, and the sea. And here is Abu Dhabi city, as you can see, on Abu Dhabi Island, with the city now sprawling out across the mainland. And you can see there's plenty of other islands which I didn't really know anything about. Now, a little history, all from the Abu Dhabi Residence Office official website, so don't blame me. In 1761, the Bani Yas tribe, who had travelled from an oasis in what is now the Abu Dhabi Emirate, found drinking water on Abu Dhabi Island and started a settlement. The settlement grew so much that between 1820 and 1853, in order to protect trade routes to and from India, Britain entered into various treaties and truces with the seven emirates that had developed in the area, Abu Dhabi being one of them, Ajman, Dubai, Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah, Sharjah, and Al Quwain the others. And these seven became known as the Trucial States after the truces. In 1901, pearls were the big deal. 90% of the world's pearl trade was in the Gulf, but by 1939, oil was starting to take over, and oil companies were allowed to drill, and Abu Dhabi Petroleum Company was established. 1947, the British withdrew from India, but they wanted to retain their interest in the Gulf because the oil. And so they did. A council was set up between the seven trucial states to make sure that they cooperated with each other. And in Abu Dhabi, to protect their oil rights, the British backed a bloodless coup, changed the leadership of the Abu Dhabi Emirate. It announced, Britain that is, that it would leave the Arabian Gulf by 1971. And so in December of that year, 1971, the United Arab Emirates was formed by the union of six of the seven trucial states. Ras Al Khaimah joined the following year, and Abu Dhabi, the city, became the capital of the newly formed United Arab Emirates. So the stamp issuing history of Abu Dhabi runs from 1964 through to 1972. It didn't join the other trucial states in producing the so-called dune stamps, those ones, the wallpaper, thousands and thousands, for Napoleon and goodness knows what else, which no doubt we will be talking about. I will be talking about when we come on to some of the other emirates of the area. The one of the main reasons, of course, was for money. Abu Dhabi didn't need that revenue because of the oil. So 1964 to 1972, the Abu Dhabi stamps. And these are the stamps that I have of Abu Dhabi. Ordinarily, I won't be going through every single stamp, but with Abu Dhabi, as I don't have that many, I shall. This is chronologically the first one that I have. It was issued in 1964. It shows the gazelle, which, if you're listening right at the start, is what Abu Dhabi means, son of or father of the gazelle. And it shows Sheikh Shakbut. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing him correctly. However, he was the sheikh who was deposed or removed with the help of the British in 1966. And there are stamps such as this one with his face crossed out, which is unusual for a ruler when there hasn't been a revolution. For instance, in Egypt, when there was a revolution, many of the stamps showing the king or the former king were reissued with the king crossed out. In this case, the royalty, the monarchy continued, but these stamps were issued with him crossed out when his brother took over. And his brother took over. These 4 stamps are, obviously there are 8 stamps there, but you know what I mean. These 4 stamps were part of the series showing the brother when he took over the national flag here of Abu Dhabi, the brother Sheikh Zayed, who remained the sheikh or the emir of Abu Dhabi until 2004. And here he is showing up on these stamps. At the top of this page is a first day cover I have of the Declaration, 20th anniversary of the Declaration of Human Rights, and the UNESCO deciding that in 1968 would be Human Rights Year, and have the 3 stamps. I also have these 2 at the bottom. These are unused. I don't go in for the mint not hinged, all of that. I either decide that they're used or they're not used. Those are my 2 criteria for that. And the final 2 stamps that I have of Abu Dhabi are these 2, both showing Sheikh Zayed. On the left, we have the series showing the 3rd anniversary of his accession, when his brother was removed and sent to Iran. This shows one of the marine oil rigs. And the right is a definitive series just showing the sheikh. You'll notice on these that the currency is now fils, which started with the national flag issue that I showed you just now. So these are my stamps.